So it's not more of the market, but you as a trader yourself. Because before you take any trade or for you to become successful or profitable in trading, there are key factors. There are key things you must consider for taking or entering the forex market. One is whenever you take too many trades in this forex market, I can guarantee 90% of them will be losses. Let me just say it, if possible, you are a beginner, avoid gold. Please avoid gold.
Why?
It's aggressiveness in the markets.
Now, which is the best currency now to begin with?
Because they also have the rules of IP addresses. You see? So let's say there's the IP address rule especially, you can have two phones, but you can only use one phone to trade. If at all you are trading, you're a beginner, don't tell anyone you're trading. Do not tell anyone you are trading. Specifically if you are a beginner, don't tell anyone you are trading. Forex is genuine and it's real. Only if you just trade it correctly or in the right manner, that's when you're going to see progress or see profits.
Let me stop here for a minute. We are on the path to building the greatest of all times podcast from Africa. A podcast that helps you reshape how you think about money, self-growth, empowerment. If you believe in what we are doing and want to be part of this journey, take a minute of your time, recheck if you have hit the subscribe button. If you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe to this channel. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.
We have been having conversations around forex trading. It's one of the things that has risen so recently as a source of income for many young people across the country, across the world. And according to research and statistics, it said that forex trading has been there for a very, very long time. Now, one of the most critical and biased things that I've heard of late is that gold is the mother to the devil. But most people in Kenya trade gold. So today we are joined by Sir Joe FX. He's a forex trader. He trains forex. He's going to tell us more about that in this conversation to understand, is it true that people make money out of forex? And as I told you in one of our conversations of forex, that I'm a beginner forex trader. One day, one time, I'll give you my own story. But today, we are joined with Sir Joe FX in the studio. Welcome to our podcast today.
Thank you so much.
Before we begin,
Yes.
tell us about yourself. How did you come to know about forex? How did you begin forex trading?
Okay, my name is Sajo. Actually, Sajo is an alias name, like a nickname. So my real name is Joseph Mwaria. So firstly, let me just say how I came to learn about forex trading. So it was back in 2022. That time I was in Form 4, and during that time I had a cousin who was doing forex trading at that time. So I didn't have much knowledge about it. So that one day he visited our home, and then that's when he introduced me and told me something about forex trading. He gave me there were very big PDFs with so many pages actually for me to just learn. You see? And then he just told me once you finish Form 4, you'll come. I'm going to teach you more about forex trading. You see? So later on, you remember us, we did a case review on 2022 during the April COVID. So after that, that's when now he came and introduced me fully in forex trading. And now since that time, that's when now my journey began in forex trading. But at first, after being introduced in 2022, I never believed so much in forex. You see? So I just put it pending for, it was about 2 years. Afterwards, that's when now I started now really trading.
I think most people always keep it pending.
Yes.
Because in 2024 was the second year, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
I was introduced to forex in 2022.
Okay.
By someone called Helen.
Helen.
Helen is the same lady who introduced Chacha to forex. So after I was introduced in 2022, I went to did some research. Actually, she sent me a link to Baby Pips. Then I went there, found it's a very long course.
A very long one, actually.
Then I went to YouTube. I came across this guy. He's a South African, but he stays in Dubai. He was teaching forex. Then I came across Vidola. So with school and forex, I was like, man, I don't want to do this right now. Actually, for me, I kept it away for like 3 years. Someone gave me a PDF on candlesticks.
Mhm.
Another one gave me a PDF on smart money concepts and all that.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want to do this. And I usually ask myself the question that why is it that the moment someone introduces you to something new, we tend to put it away first? Is it because we are afraid of change at the beginning, or we are just uncertain of it?
Mostly, okay, for me, we as humans, we tend to believe what we see or the result we see from something, you see. So during that time, he had not started making money during that investing too. He had also been introduced but the same year, you see. So as a human, you just know, you have to see first, is it really worth it for me to give it a try, you see? Then later on, that's when I started seeing, oh, but this product is real. You can just see how, someone's life inaweza tu kuchange pole pole, they blow up and everything. Yeah, and that's now when I started now taking Forex seriously from that time. But before that, let me just give it it is just a small history. So after joining campus 2022, it was around August, September. There was this betting site. You know this about reverse betting.
Yeah.
It was called LWO, Liu Football. That site. So I got introduced to Sapo, the guy who introduced me to that reverse betting site. He had actually made money. That guy was rich by that time, you see. So I told him, I'm not going to put my own money first. Just give me the starting capital for this reverse betting, because obviously, betting, it's
Betting is risky.
yeah, it's so much risk, you see. So I was 2 months in. That's when LW collapsed. So it collapsed just 2 months in, and actually had made so many referrals by that time, you see. So it collapsed, and then we lost. Not it was so much money, actually, including my school fees. Yeah.
There was another company in Kenya. I was in fact, if I'm not wrong,
Mhm.
I was also introduced to it. I had withdrawn like 4 times,
Mhm.
and then it was shut down. I've forgotten the name,
Mhm.
but it taught me something. Also, WorldCoin, I remember when WorldCoin was coming, and people are like, hey, let's invest in WorldCoin. I didn't invest because of what I'd experienced with that app. I'd put in my held money. Actually, I'd increased my capital inside.
Yeah.
Held bet come, and I was like, oh, so this 16,000, what am I doing with it? Since I have some change and I make some money,
Yeah.
I woke up in the morning, man, the company was closed at. So basically, if we are now to come into Forex, whatever we see in Kenya, a lot of people question the genuinity of Forex trading in Kenya.
Okay. Forex trading is real. To make money, but we say for you to make money on Forex, you must also have money. Because Forex is a way of growing your wealth, or is a way of investing your money. You see? So you have first to make your own money before first coming to invest in the Forex market, because Forex market is so much liquid, you see? And it is capital intensive. Unaona? So that's why unapata watu wengi anafund maybe $50, $20, they blow and everything, kila kitu inaenda. Then they just unakuja ndio kusema Forex is a scam, you see? But in real sense, capital requires good capital. So Forex is genuine and it's real. If you just trade it correctly or in the right manner, that's when you're going to see progress or see profits. Yeah.
Talking about capital, you were telling me before we came to set about the difference of me funding $100 and expecting to make a lot of money at the beginning. I think which is the biggest problem with most beginners.
Yes.
And someone who will fund $2,000, let's say, for a start. Like, what's the difference between the two now? If I fund $100 and you fund $2,000, why is it that you have a higher will I say capability of making more money than I?
Okay, first thing in Forex, it is an investment which involves risk. You see?
Yeah.
So there's something we call a risk to reward ratio in trading. Or in every investment that you make, there must be a risk you are willing to take to make something. So now let me give an example. You have $100. You just took a trade. You just risked $50 on your account. So you have two options. that trade can either hit your take profit or hit your stop loss.
Yeah.
So you can either end up in a win or a loss. So the same person, let's say I have a $2,000 account, I risk now the same $50 on that same trade, aiming for a 1:3. That's around $150. You see?
Yeah.
So even if this trade ends up in a loss, I'll still have more chances to place more trades, and I will also have like higher chances of winning compared to the one with $100 account, because for $100 you only need 2 trades to grow that account. Because if at all you're risking $50 per trade, that means you only have two chances, right? But for the one user trading a $2,000 account or even $10,000 account, using the same risk to reward ratio, that guy has a lot of chances in the markets now compared to you with a small account of $100. You know, see why I'm saying that Forex is more capital intensive.
You trade gold most of the time, right?
Yes, I don't go.
And it's also the same currency that is loved in Kenya by so many traders. But also at the same time, it's a currency that kills accounts.
So much. So much.
Why is it that gold is that way? Why is it a pair that can flip your $100 account to $1,000, but also at the same time is the same pair that can flip your account from 100 to 0?
Hotly, gold is so volatile. It is so aggressive. If you check the volatility of how gold moves, it moves so quick, so fast. Like it's become a tool, like something like a reflex. You see, so it is so fast compared to other currency pairs because it is a commodity which is traded globally by so many people, including even institutions. So it's liquid and so much aggressive. So how during you see how fast it moves, that's also the same way you can make quick profits and the same as quick losses at the same time. So it can give you money. It's true. It will make you good money at the same time. It will also make you good losses at the same time. Yes.
I think the fact that it is so volatile, it has a personality.
Yeah, that's a personality.
Most beginner traders don't want to look into it. As you trade gold, what is that personality of gold that you know that if I enter today the market's trading gold, I expect a win, and I also might expect a loss?
So it's not more of the market, but you as a trader yourself. Because before you take any trade or for you to become successful or profitable in trading, there are key factors. There are key things you must consider before taking or entering the forex market. The one is it demands a lot of discipline. It also demands a lot of consistency and patience. Now, I'll give you an example with gold. So gold, actually, you can highlight your key level, but it's almost 100 pips from your zone. You see? But then now, you find most people, instead of waiting for price to come to their zones of interest, they lack patience and start chasing trades. And when I told my like a gold is so volatile and so aggressive and so quick. It takes a shortest time for gold to make that 400 pips movement. It can even 5 minutes candlestick is enough to make that movement come to a zone, because gold is so volatile. You see. So let's say there are people now. Let's say you went to just a trade to bring it back to the zone. You see. So you end up like making a very huge series of losses before now price comes to your zone. So by the time now gold comes into your zones of interest, you've already blown your account. So it demands a lot of patience and consistency for you now to trade gold, because we say gold rewards discipline and also punishes emotional or impulsive trading.
They always say one strategy, one trade, one currency pair.
Yes.
Our previous guest told us he doesn't advise beginners to begin trading with gold.
Yes.
Would you give the same advice?
I will give the same advice. If possible, let me just say it, if possible, you are a beginner, avoid gold. Please avoid gold.
Why?
It's aggressiveness in the markets.
Now, which is the best currency now to begin with?
We have major currencies, let's say US, GBP, USD. So their movement, also their volatility, is quite impressive, and also beginner-wise friendly compared to gold. So whenever you are about to trade gold, you need a lot of skill sets and also a lot of mastery for you to trade gold compared to currency pairs.
In European countries, a lot of people trade disposable income. Maybe the surplus income after years budgeted is month out or something. But when it comes to Kenya, most of us are trading either rent, school fees, health bills, or something, just trying to maybe flip that small amount of money that I have, make something bigger. How does that desperation change the way the brain sees any trade that this person is making?
Okay, the first thing, it will give you pressure. You say trading disposable income, or that's the money you're already willing to lose in the markets, because you saw I have like an extra amount of money. Let me just risk it in the forex market. So you'll be trading that amount with a lot of pressure. Now compared to, let's say, someone who funded their rent or their bills money or groceries money, they'll be trading under a lot of pressure because they don't want to lose that amount of money because it was initially meant for a certain purpose. You see, so trading with that pressure, that's why you see people turn to emotional trading or impulsive trading, which they will eventually actually grow that account, because whenever you trade under pressure, and actually it's so much psychological. Whenever you find yourself, your mind is not calm. Like you lack clarity in the markets. Most of the times you make a lot of losses because you don't make sound decisions. Compared now as someone who is calm and not under pressure. Yes.
There is this pressure to provide. Like, I can say it's just biological or sociological pressure that you feel, me as Joe, I need to provide for my family. If it's a guy who is in a relationship, he might feel like I need to provide for my girlfriend. Does this pressure make people become indisciplined traders?
Yeah, so much. And once you have that pressure, it's actually so much hard. It makes it so hard for you to be disciplined in the forex markets. As I just told you, discipline is what you do when no one is watching you, right? So if at all you have a target, you say, I'm just going to take one trade in a single day. If I make a loss or I make a profit, that's I'm done for the day. Yeah. Now you find you have a lot of pressure. You just want to like you need like that so much like a big winner in one single trade. See? So you find yourself even if you find a winning trade, you will still be impulsive. You will still do impulse trading. Like you shouldn't put your brain that's so in that market, and that is lack of discipline, because too many trades actually. Whenever you take too many trades in this forex market, I can guarantee 90% of them will be losses.
We talked of people trading disposable income, while others trade the most important income in their lives. In a Kenyan setup, if I don't want to trade with this pressure, I want to begin trading. I'm looking for that financial freedom. How do I now begin? Like, what is that strategic advice you'll give someone that says, okay, you are earning this amount of money. You need to have an emergency fund somewhere. You need to make this, you need to make that, you need to pay for this. And you want to try this out. Do this, and start from here instead of you funding this amount of it here and maybe and losing it up.
That's now where cooperative farms come in, or the prop farms. So prop farms, an example is Fund Index. I've actually traded with Fund Index. So back then I'll give my part of the story. Back then in 2024, I never had a big capital for me to trade. So I could just deposit, like, let's say I put $100 or even $20. I could blow like the whole amount, you see. But then I now got to look online. I just saw there's these now funded accounts. They give you like a big amount or a big capital for you to trade with lower risk. So, for a funded account, let's say you have, instead of funding that $100 and losing it all in the markets, you can start with small. Let's say you can take a $5,000 funded account, which costs approximately $32. That's even around 5,000. So that's it's not actually even 50% of that $100. You can now invest that amount to a prop firm. What's the challenges? There's usually the phase one or phase two. Here others, there's those who goes into pre-phase challenges. So now once you pass these challenges and manage to secure a payout, now use that payout to fund your account or scale up to an even bigger top-up account. Because prop firms, you're not trading your own amount, your own money.
Yeah.
So and you are getting now paid for you to trade for a certain fund, bigger capital. Let's say even $100,000. There are some even like a single account you can get even $100,000. So now imagine yourself trading $1,000 account compared to trading a $200,000 account.
Yeah.
So with that $1,000 account, you can actually invest it into that $200,000 program account and even manage to secure, let's say even 5% monthly. That 200,000, that's around $10,000, right? Do you tell me with a $1,000 account you can manage to make $10,000 in a month? So hard. Actually, it's impossible because but unless you're trying to shoot your other.
Let me stop here for a minute. We are on the path to building the greatest of all times podcast from Africa. A podcast that helps you reshape how you think about money, self-growth, empowerment. If you believe in what we are doing and want to be part of this journey, take a minute of your time, recheck if you have hit the subscribe button. If you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe to this channel. Enjoy the rest of your being.
Now the concept of chacha or Forex cannot make you a millionaire, not unless you're a millionaire makes sense.
Very much. It makes a lot of sense.
So the bigger the capital, the bigger the profit.
Exactly.
I was watching a video of George FX, and he was complaining. Actually, he was trading with Farid Next, and he was it banned or something?
Okay, yeah.
Does it reach a point where you might be making huge profits until the firm bans your account?
They also have rules. You see, there are some trading activities which are prohibited. One is what we call high frequency trading or impulsive trading, like opening so many big sizes or so many positions and then closing them like indefinitely. Like that's another form of gambling.
Yeah.
See, so programs actually prohibit that so much because it is actually even in these other local brokers.
Yeah.
If you look at the clause, their clauses, the terms and condition clauses,
Yeah.
those that are prohibited trading activity because they narrow down what we call gambling. So, in as much as maybe like they can ban your account, they'll give you a reason of what rule you have reached. Because they also have the rules of IP addresses. You see? So let's say there's the IP address rule especially, you can have two phones, but you can only use one phone to trade.
Okay.
The account you purchased, your funded account with the phone you purchased with, you should trade with that phone because of the IP address fraud.
Wait a minute.
There are so many hidden rules also when it comes to fraud. So that's why you must do your diligence. What do you call it? Research.
So if I have a phone right now,
Yeah.
I have a Redmi.
Yes.
I buy a funded account.
Yes.
I trade, I make profit. I buy a Samsung S25. I can't transfer this account to this Samsung.
So you can transfer it, but they'll send you an email telling you they noticed a change in that IP address. So you have now to provide now the proof. Is your phone or you just shifted or bought a new phone? You have now transferred your phone to the new phone. But you find sometimes kuna to like there's this part of platform account management most of the time. So like unapata mko so much loading like multiple devices. And also for these programs there is that rule of no account management. And so that's if at all that one account is logging to several devices, so they definitely flagged as account management or sharing of account details, which is prohibited due to the privacy rules of these preparatory funds.
We talk about strategy in Forex a lot.
Yeah.
Learn a strategy. But how often do Kenyan traders trade simply because of bad power, slow internet, or high slippage of trading trade?
Okay, there are all basic needs for you to trade. You must have a good phone or a smartphone. an internet connection. And also, when it comes now to slippage, that's now when your broker comes in. So before you decide to open an account with a specific broker, make sure you do your diligence research on that broker, and also see like if there are any previous cases or claims from people who have complained of such things like slippages. You can actually look them up on it's Trustpilot. Just Google Trustpilot, and then you see a search bar. You can now put that broker which you want to do research on. It actually gives all the reviews of the clients who have used that firm or even that broker. So by doing so, you'll be able now to whenever you are going to open like a brokerage account with a certain broker, you know, this broker does this and this. These are their rules. Then is this ideal? Is this the ideal broker for my trading model, for my trading or how I trade specifically? Yes, because there's some brokers which are ideal for swing traders, day traders, or even scalpers. You see? So depending on your trading model, how you trade, that's when how you choose the brokers.
Let me take you to village psychology in most African setups. If you're losing, if you're making any losses, generally, actually, this is just generally in life.
Yeah.
If you're making any losses, they call you either a scam or a liar or something. But at the same time, if you're making wins, they call it wash. For instance, you might not be making much right now in Forex.
Yes.
But obviously, the more you are in the game, the more you are scaling up, the more things become better. So one day they see you, today you have a GLE, tomorrow you have a Benz, kidogo menua, another car. So they say, Joe is in wash. Same to YouTube. Today I'm not being paid by YouTube. In the next few months, I might be paid $200, $300, $500. In 1 year or 2 years, you are withdrawing maybe $2,000 in a month. They'll say it's wash. Personally, as a person, how do you survive this psychological isolation, especially from the people you expect they should be supporting you the most?
For me, I usually say, if at all you are trading, you're a beginner, don't tell anyone you are trading. Do not tell anyone you are trading. Specifically, if you are a beginner, don't tell anyone you are trading. Because out here, people have their different views on Forex trading. Some say it's legit, some say it's a scam. You see? So, you see now this kila mtu anakuja kupatia like their own views on trading and everything. So utapata like you become demoralized from trading, you see? So now ungepata like after ungeendelea like kutrade like consistently ama tu bila hata kuambia mtu, could have actually worked. Because most of the people actually utapata beginners, they give up because let me just say, they open their mouth too early. So they are trading.
Even before you open your mouth too early, there is social media.
Yeah, that's why
you're trying today. You're there. You traded today with your $50 account. You made $10. Tomorrow you made another 10. You lost 10, and then you go on somewhere. You meet TikTok. Someone is trash talking whatever you're trying to work on.
I'll just cut the noise. Nobody has to. We normally say, if you believe in something, don't need other people to believe in it for you to do it. You yourself, unajua, this Forex trading, nikiput in the work, it is actually going to pay off. When you upate maybe it's a trash talk about Forex trading, maybe they tried it to fail. What does I mean? If I specifically tried it to fail, it doesn't automatically mean when you try it's going to fail. So you just have to cut the noise, just put in the work. And I'm a firm believer of that. If you put in the work and be consistent in whatever you're doing, you'll always. Yeah.
Most traders quit just before their breakthrough. Same to YouTubers. There is usually this phase of life whereby it doesn't seem to work out. Whatever you're doing doesn't seem to add. Now in Forex trading, what does this darkest hour look like? For me, it might look like maybe I like a video to post for 3 weeks. You reach out to people, they don't want to show up. Or maybe you don't have gadgets. maybe your sound is not so good as others. So you feel like, man, let me leave it there. Now in Forex, does the quitting come because I lack money, or does it come because I lack the spirit?
Let's say I can say, okay, I've actually been there, the lowest moment in Forex trading. You find yourself like you've given it everything.
Yeah.
The time, the effort, like the money you have done, the money actually, you've lost so much money in trading, but it's not working out. Wanna. But we say growth is silent.
Okay.
During that time, even if like unaona, it's not paying at this current time, stay consistent. Because through that consistent, that's when now growth starts to come in. You may not even see it. You may see like it's some sort of stagnation, but that's now where most traders are molded. That's why it's now just your discipline. It's also going to test your patience, your consistency. Like how far can you do this thing without seeing any results? Just like in any business that you do, there comes a time in let's say even if you have a business come up, clothes selling shops,
Yeah.
kuna time utafika like there's low traffic, hakuna hata wateja, there are no customers, no. But does that mean like you should shut down your business? No. Just know how to keep pushing, like that consistency, like showing up each and every day. And eventually, those people like who have the consistency and have the guts to go on even if nothing is working out.
Let me stop here for a minute. We are on the path to building the greatest of all times podcast from Africa. A podcast that helps you reshape how you think about money, self-growth, empowerment. If you believe in what we are doing and want to be part of this journey, take a minute of your time, recheck if you have hit the subscribe button. If you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe to this channel. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.
Yes,
Just ask Steven. He has a famous phrase. He says,
fix the trader.
"Fix the trader,
And the trading will
fix
fix
itself."
itself. Yeah.
How does that work?
Actually, let me first start by saying he was my first mentor ahead in trading.
Oh,
in terms of psychology. I actually came to know him of him last year. That was around June. That's when I had this funded account. Ilikuwa imenisumbua sana actually. It had tortured me for close to 3 months. Still stuck on phase 1. And then there's now that phase you're saying fix the trader and the trading will fix itself. Most of the time, your success actually lies in whatever you're doing right now. Your daily routine. Okay. Let's say you want to build discipline, right? You went and enrolled for a gym membership. So, obviously, gym requires a lot of patience because when you want to build muscles or you want to lose weight. Yeah. It is not a one day thing. You have to keep showing up each and every day, which actually the first months will not see any result.
Actually, it will be more painful.
It will be more painful and you'd see even zero results actually.
Yeah.
But now that will that urge for you to keep moving, that discipline that now the gym builds in you, because now the gym molds you, and in that part when you're now molded, that's not when discipline is pushed. Discipline is painful. So whenever he says fix the trading, the trading will fix itself. That's what he actually he's speaking about. Because in your each to everyday activities, up on the breakthrough yako, that's what determines whether you're going to have that breakthrough sooner or maybe later. Yes.
Why do most African traders spend a lot of money on mentors than they're willing to spend on their own trading accounts?
Unajua, there's what we call social media pressure or peer pressure. Huku social media, it's a lot of pressure. Unasikia time msee anakuambia ati amenunua GLE in 1 month of trading. Which actually there are a lot of question marks when it comes to that, but I usually say, please, if you are starting trading right now, or you are an intermediate or a beginner, please cut off the noise. Cut off the noise. If at all, if it's possible, just go there's what we call the monk mode.
Yeah.
You just disappear. It's not a must for you to have a social media account. Ama ni lazima.
It's not a must.
Si lazima ukuwe that tip. Si lazima ukuwe that.
Actually, I was told the biggest traders in Kenya are not on social media.
Most of them who actually manage big
Big
account
account, yeah.
hawako. But also there are some pia wengine ukiangalia some are real, some are fake. These are the social media platforms, unaona. So but for your own benefit, cut all the noise. Go and fix yourself.
Are there specific traders in, let's say, Kenya, whom you would tell someone, listen to this trader? Not about the trades, not about the entries, not about the losses and all that, but whatever he's doing to your mind, just listen to him.
There are many traders, but I won't be mentioning names because of their privacy and everything. But before you make a decision to listen or take action from or trading advice from online, do your due diligence of that so-called Forex manager. Because in online space there are a lot of scammers. When you saw Omejieka as Forex mentors or Forex gurus. So before like useme like this is now my mentor, ama before amwe kusema I'll take you, let's say Derek is now my trading mentor. Kwanza fanya due diligence. How is Derek? How long has he been trading? No. Like have a talk with him. Hata angalia, there's something also called portfolios. Angalia. Especially using my FX book. You can actually create your own portfolio there. Look at their portfolios. Do they speak the same? Are the results speaking for themselves?
Same way there.
The same way there. Now give you that trading advice. Yeah, so do your due diligence first.
Do you advise with the entries thing you see all over social media?
Entries. When we talk about, let's say, live trading sessions.
Yeah. Someone just opens $100 account, goes online, Sajo online, Sajo said buy gold, clicks buy.
Now that's where it tests actually a psychology. Because utapata, mimi Sajo, I'm buying gold. Your initial plan was to sell gold. So you put out your initial setup, which was to sell gold, come and buy gold with me. You find that trade, let's say, I had the wrong analysis, you just hit my stop loss. But whereas if you could have just followed your setup and follow the rules, actually which you had set for yourself on that trade, you would have actually won that trade. So this thing of live trading, I'll just say, follow your plan, follow your trade, and execute your plan or your trade. We don't have like to come and get a validation. Maybe at Nasema I'm going to buy, wherever you also sell and just change you don't know why the reason I'm buying. You had your own confidence like I'm going to sell gold maybe for a certain price. So kindly, come on, you're a trader, always follow your plan.
Talking about trading, signals, mentors. Is the problem a lack of technical analysis, or is the problem a lack of character analysis?
It's more of a lack of character analysis. Because signals or these signal groups, they just give you what you're just aiming for faster results or shortcuts. In trading, there are no shortcuts. You have to put in in life generally, hakuna shortcuts. Yeah. You either do it like you have to put in the work, or either not put in the work. So hizi mambo za shortcuts nini like it won't work. You'll be trapped now in a loop of chasing fast results. And most of the time, I can assure you, those people who follow these signal groups, they're not profitable. And 99% of them blow accounts with an every day.
What is the probability of turning $100 into a career?
0.
Why?
$100 cannot turn into a career. Because I told you, Forex trading it's more capital intensive.
Yeah.
So if you're trying now to make $100 into a career, that means you're trying to flip that amount.
I've seen people flip.
Yeah. People flip actually, but according to me, flipping is more about luck. You can flip today. Let's say $100 to $1,000, then view the second minute. That the same $1,000. But because do you know flipping? It entails going in all. You are just risking it all.
Full margin entry.
Yeah, full margin entry. Kama niko na hii $100, na risk yote. Na moga positions. Same case, you want to also, let's say you want to make $10,000 from $100, because let's say at least $10,000 is tangible for you now to start tuning properly. So you're gonna apply the risk management. Yeah. So now just imagine you're now turning $100. It's $10,000. You know, actually, that is is it 1,000%?
Yeah. Profit.
1,000% profit. Like sometimes it's good to be realistic. 1,000%, it's somehow unachievable, somehow unrealistic.
Someone said, you hold wealth to the capacity of the mindset you have.
Exactly.
In that, if today I give you 30,000 Kenyan shillings, and your mindset is at 10,000, the 20,000 will come back to me, no, the other, and you'll remain with 10. Now, I usually ask myself this question. Someone was showing me, I remember the event we had at Thika Arcade. Someone showed me his trading history. He had losses worth $2,000. His current, the account was at $300. So I asked myself this question. If he flipped this account to $2,000, why is it he was not able to maintain that amount and now start trading with such a capital, come back and start trying to do those small entries the moment it has hit a certain point of profit, he's out of the trades? And I asked myself, is it the fact that he has not built his mindset to the capacity of holding an account of $2,000?
Let me stop here for a minute. We are on the path to building the greatest of all times podcast from Africa. A podcast that helps you reshape how you think about money, self-growth, empowerment. If you believe in what we are doing and want to be part of this journey, take a minute of your time, recheck if you have hit the subscribe button. If you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe to this channel. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.
Most of the time we see, okay, the fact is they're chasing fast results. Because let's say you have a 300, you said $300 account. Look,
Yeah.
You're in a negative of $2,000. Okay, the first thing up, it is clear that that person is trying to first recover that $2,000 that he lost in the markets. But if you might follow closely, you'll see it's not that he deposited $2,000 in the market and just lost it all.
Yeah.
No. It has just been a series of deposit after deposit after deposit. So let's say $200, $100, trying to make one big win out of one single trade. So which in total like now amounted into one big loss. That's now the concept of we call dying slowly in Forex. Okay. You might not notice it at first, but eventually it will just catch up. Because you are not trapped in that loop of trying to get one single win or one big win in one single trade. You see? So now instead of now the market giving that one big win, it constantly takes your capital pole without even noticing. So now utaenda pale hivyo kwa trading history uangalie, I've made all these deposits, they have amounted to $2,000, which I can't account for. You see? Yeah. So as much as I say, Trading is not a get rich quick scheme at once. You see? You don't chase for one big trade or one big win in a single day. Because that is not consistency. Because you build consistency even in times of losses. Because today can make profits. Okay, trading also has losses.
Yeah.
No. There are sometimes you find yourself like you ended a month in a drawdown, another month in break even, now another month in profits. That's not how consistency is built. It's not a one time or a one night thing.
What is the most uncomfortable truth you tell people who are asking you to teach them Forex that makes them reconsider it?
Most people who come to me for me to teach them Forex, if I totally listen to them keenly, they have just maybe ameenda kuona pale online people are buying big machines, big mansions, huge profits. So they come with the same mentality that if now I start Forex trading today, this thing will not pay me actually big results in less than a month, like starting like a month or even a single year.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't work like that. For me, I just give you the brutal truth. That's not how you're now going to make a decision for yourself. We're going now to start that Forex trading. Or you need to start it because I'll first give you, ukija mimi niambia nifunze Forex, I'll first send you a 3-hour video. Go to this YouTube channel, go and watch that YouTube 3-hour videos. That is to test you kwanza nione. Are you so willing to learn Forex? Ama, do you have that so much interest in learning it? Because even whenever you have interest in something, it doesn't matter how big or how long it will take. You still have that urge, you still have that interest to learn something. Definitely go for it. Voila. And don't come into Forex trading like anticipating like big results like in just a small period of time. You must have to fix yourself. Of which actually most traders you can even learn to trade within a few months, less than 3 months. You already know how to do technical analysis. But now the psychological part of now understanding or fixing yourself takes
It's
years.
the longest part of trading.
Yeah, it's the longest part of trading. It can even take years. And even you find out some people even give up in the process of fixing themselves.
So they give up not because the technical failed, but the psychological
part failed.
Oh,
Yeah.
that hits hard. And I want to ask you this question of most traders partner with brokers, including you.
Yeah.
And there is a common phrase everyone is using. Brokers only want you to lose so they can keep the spread.
Most people like that the broker wants money from you, but in real sense, actually the broker has more access to the funds for level like in your trading. Kazi yake, do you know? Okay, the broker acts as a media. Because I as a trader, I come with my $100 and I want to trade the financial markets, right? Now, for me not to trade these financial markets, I don't have now the capability of the link to this now financial or this big financial what? Financial markets.
Yeah.
So now he left now as the medium to link me as a retail trader, and now this what we call the liquidity provider for me to place a trade. No. So actually ukiangalia, most brokers earn from what we call spreads. Okay. Not that they're taking your money. They earn from something called spreads. Spread is just basically a difference in price of a commodity or a currency. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So let me just explain what spread is for maybe kuna to hapo nje maybe what is a spread. Yeah. Let's say I have a pen. Let's say you're a trader.
Yeah.
Or let's say you're a buyer and now the seller. And then there is now a link between us, like who we call a broker. So as a seller, I want to sell this pen to you at the highest price I can. Let's say I want to sell it at 150 shillings. Now, the buyer in his mind, he wants to buy the same pen, the lowest price that pen can cost.
Okay.
So let's say he wants to buy at 130 shillings. You want to sell it 150 shillings. Also, as the seller, even that 130 shillings also still have made profits. Also, let's say you are buying the price of at 10. So now this difference of 150, 130, which is 20 shillings, that's not what we call now the difference of the spread. So that's not what the brokers and through that's what we call our commissions. Yeah, not that you're depositing in that they just want your money. Okay, yeah.
As we wrap up this, what is one ritual you do every morning that has literally nothing to do with the charts, nothing to do with Forex, but everything to do with your success in life?
The first thing, each and every time I wake up, I first lazima kwanza you calm your mind. Let's say you can, let's say if you're a gym person, can go to the gym. You can also take a jog or a morning person who you see the running, the morning runs.
Yeah.
So make sure before the time you are about to open your laptop or your computer for you to start training, make sure your mind is calm to a point that you have clarity whatever you want in the markets. Because with clarity, you're able to see a lot of things and also to make sound decisions for the right choices in these forex markets. Not compared to the person who just woke up and get people like that even clarity place to buy sells. But whatever you do, things from a point of clarity, they tend to actually work most of the times. So I can say it's one of the daily routines that I do.
Asian, give us 3 advices for anyone who wants to begin Forex trading.
Good advices. Number 1, be patient enough. Don't rush. Stop trying to look for one big win in the Forex market for you. Because, trading actually it has so many, it has quick losses also, quick profits at the same time. That's what we call the dopamine effect. So just be patient enough. Stop like just rushing trades. Be patient to wait for price to come to your point of interest. Okay. Now, the second thing, be consistent. Consistency it's perfection actually. Now you have a hard of that saying. Because consistency basically you show up each and every day, despite it being a bad day or a bad day in office, you still show up each and every single day. The that thing, be disciplined. Be disciplined. Yes.
Be consistent, be patient, be disciplined.
Yes.
That marks the end of our today's conversation right here on Becoming Better Together. If you watched to this far, kindly let us know in the comment section. What have you learned about Forex trading? Is it something you want to do, or is it something that you're still skeptical about? And up to that point, my name is Mobali Derek and I am out.